Welcome into the Sports Buffoons Podcast.
Let's get it going, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we have the Sports Buffoons here with you. But we have the Chiefs bye week coming up. But I am joined here once again along with Jason JG and Tanner Dawson. How are you feeling, guys?
What's going on, guys?
I feel great. Hey, I hope you guys have all recovered from your post-election hangover. Oh, wait, it's not over yet. Well, I hope you recovered anyway. Hey, what's good, guys?
I mean, that just makes it a bender, I guess. You can just make this a whole hangover that goes on for weeks on end until we finally have a finalization of who our president's going to be for the future. So
it's like a week-long Super Bowl going on.
It's a 1 month bender, basically.
1 month bender. I did that after the Chiefs this past year had won the Super Bowl. So we know all about benders over here. Speaking of that, I have a rough-tail polar eclipse in front of me right now during the show. So I know, Jason, you had one as well, but what do you think about the polar eclipse these days?
You know, I used to love it back in the day, but this is their new version of it, and so I was a little bit disappointed that they lowered the ABV from 12.2% down to 9%.
Oh, the buffoons need the high ABVs, that's for damn sure.
Yes.
And Tanner, what are you having over there?
I got over a Plaid Habit from Boulevard, guys.
Wow.
I dug that out, and this is me and my buddy Skip. It's our favorite drink in the wintertime.
So for once, Tanner's having the higher ABV than Jason and I at the moment. So
hey, it doesn't happen
that's actually
often,
amazing.
but it happens.
His is sitting at, what is it, about like 13% or something ridiculous?
Yeah, it's 13.
On a Thursday morning with you guys.
It's perfect.
Well, okay, let's talk a little bit of Chiefs for a minute. We have a lot to go over today. It's the midseason of the NFL year, and we had some news come out a little bit today about Mecole Hardman being put on the COVID reserve list for the moment. So he's kind of up in the air going forward, but as we know, we have a bye week coming up this weekend, and we're hoping and expecting he'll be back for the Raiders game in Las Vegas the week after. So we'll see how that goes and plays out as time goes on, and hope everyone else stays healthy throughout the rest of the week going forward. So we just had a Chiefs game finish up, a really good one actually, against the Carolina Panthers. I thought that was a really, really fun game, as a matter of fact. I got to go out, hang out with a couple friends, and I enjoyed the game itself because the Panthers never made it easy, like the Jets game. The Jets game was too easy for the Kansas City Chiefs, and it made it to where I'm sitting on the couch during that game going, rolling my eyes, like, I'm enjoying every play because we're killing that ass.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not as fun because we like a challenge at times, you know what I mean? It's like a good relationship. You don't want to go all in. But, so, anyways, besides that, the Panthers game, we won 33-31. And let's be honest, it got down to the wire. Their kicker at the very end of that game was attempting a 67-yard field goal attempt, and he had the distance.
He did.
We literally
that
almost
ball was traveling.
lost
it made
to
that distance.
to the Panthers. You know what I mean? We almost lost to the Panthers, but no. At the end of the day, it's like the better team won, but the Panthers gave us a fight. So in that game, Mahomes threw for 372, had 4 touchdowns. Travis Kelce, the best tight end in Chiefs history, according to Mike Settle, him right here himself, went 10 catches for 159 yards. No touchdowns that day, but Tyreek Hill had 2 of them. So. Also, keep in mind, no turnovers that mattered, because the one that we did have was a hook and ladder at the end of the half. So that was one of their big keys. Once again, no turnovers from the Chiefs. What did you guys think about the game? I was want to hear a little bit of your input.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing we know about the Chiefs is whoever they play, you're always going to get their A game. So Carolina, they definitely brought their A game. When I look at the Chiefs, I think that their defense can definitely get better, because 31 points allowed was more than their average of 19 points per game. The injuries bothered me a little bit. We had, I think, Mike Remmers and Taco Charlton get injured. And then I hope you guys took my betting advice in this game, because I'm still 60% on the spread this year. And so Carolina was able to cover that spread. I thought that Teddy Bridgewater was efficient. He definitely kept Carolina in the game. It's pretty awesome that Kelce and Tyreek Hill combined for 272 yards and 2 touchdowns. Outside of that Demarcus Robinson turnover at the end of the first half, which didn't really amount to anything, the Chiefs didn't have any turnovers. And so that's a great sign for the Chiefs. You had Pat Mahomes and Tyreek They had a few miscommunications early in the game, but they should be able to clean that up during the bye week. I'm definitely ready for the rematch with the Las Vegas Raiders. Definitely think that's going to be a barn burner, and I'll give the edge to Andy Reid and the Chiefs coming off the bye week. But outside of that, I mean, it was a great game. I mean, like I said, the Chiefs didn't cover the spread, but Carolina's a pretty good team.
No, Carolina is one of those teams that they play good against good teams. Like, they're not just one team to sit back. So first off, we got to recognize, guys, welcome back Mr. McCaffrey, right, from the IR. That was his first game back since his injury. And he looked tremendous. He did get hurt towards the end there, but, man, he looked tremendous. So welcome back. Glad to see you're healthy, and hopefully you can stay healthy, and because you are a great asset for that team.
I watch him play, right? Just in general as a fan of the NFL.
Like, the catches he made alone coming out of the backfield, like, he was like Teddy's almost main target.
Absolutely.
It was great. It was actually really fun to see him make the plays he did. Yes, as a Chiefs fan, we don't want him to do that against us, but at the same time, as a football fan, you got to welcome that talent. So I'm just saying, welcome back, Mr. McCaffrey. Second half, guys, Teddy time. Teddy Bridgewater time. That guy was on fire against us. He honestly probably tore apart our defense really well, I thought. He kept them in the game. Like Jason said, he was just efficient. He was efficient getting downfield. He actually made some plays. Did you guys see that first down he made where he jumped up to make that first down like a dive?
Right, he was trying to Superman
That was great.
Exactly.
Like a guy coming off a bad injury a few years ago and doing that was kind of fun. But that was fun. It was like NFL Blitz almost.
Well, let's be fair. We don't get to do that anymore in today's NFL.
No, we don't, which sucks. But oh well. Overall, I'm impressed that the Chiefs kept fighting in this game. They never did quit. The defense kept at it, even through the fake punt, which is kind of lame, but whatever. We'll figure that out. So they were pretty consistent. The offense looked really great. Patrick Mahomes, once again, had to lead the charge, as he always does, and had to have another big game with Tyreek and Kelce. So, I don't know. It just felt like it's a good game against a good team.
Yeah. I mean, if you're worried about the fact that Christian McCaffrey had a decent game, I mean, the good news to take away from that, if you're a Chiefs fan, is that we actually injured him again. So we don't know if he's going to be out for a while or not, but I definitely told you guys at the beginning of the year that Teddy Bridgewater was going to be my surprise impact player of the year. And so I think he's lived up to that. I mean, I think he's outperforming people's expectations overall.
Yeah, I think we've enjoyed watching him develop in Carolina and get basically I guess you can consider this a third win in the NFL, as far as third chance in the NFL after coming off a couple or bad injury with his legs, obviously his knees. That Saints, last year when he was with the Saints, and he went undefeated with the Saints while Drew Brees was out for a few weeks. And so it's good to see him go to Carolina, who is a team that doesn't have as much talent as the Saints do, and still be productive players. So it's fun to watch him and see where he can go from here. So as you guys know, obviously, we are a primarily Chiefs Talk podcast at this point. We are the sports buffoons, but we're also the Kansas City Chiefs buffoons at the same time. So
As you can see.
with the bye week on the horizon, Tanner, we have a couple things I want to go over real quick as far as being mid-season. And at this point in mid-season, we have some big numbers to talk about. Obviously, after 9 games now, Patrick Mahomes is at 25 touchdowns, 1 interception currently, on pace to be close to his MVP season from 2 years ago. And it's just been amazing. It's an absolute joy to watch Patrick Mahomes every single week. He has literally almost never had a bad game that I can think of.
And
you know what I mean?
I touched on this a little bit too on Patrick Mahomes. He throws these balls that don't get intercepted. Any other quarterback, I think, that throws it, it'd be picked off. But there's something the way he throws it that only his receivers can really catch it, and I think that's why it's so hard for him for the turnovers to happen against him. He does have his mental lapse. He throws into coverage sometimes, and the defense just drops it. So the fact that he has 1 turnover going into this bye week, that's fully impressive by me.
Yeah, and the reason I even bring that up in the first place is that I think we should actually discuss a little bit of our midseason awards and some of the players who, at this point, within the team who stood out, and we can look forward to going forward. And first and foremost, like my Chiefs Rookie of the Year, that should be a given for anybody really, but it's got to be Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That's got to be your Rookie of the Year for the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, we didn't need to go and add Le'Veon Bell because Clyde was doing so well. He's got currently 586 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground, but he's averaging 4.7 yards per carry on the season, as well as getting some good catches along the way as well. So he's been a very, very valuable addition to the team. He was our first-round pick from this past NFL draft. So who would be your Rookie of the Year, you guys?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Clyde Edwards-Helaire as well. Going back to what you were saying about his catches, he's got 28 receptions for 224 yards. But more importantly for me is, as a rookie, he has 0 lost fumbles on the season. Yes. And so that's not always something that we expect to see out of a rookie running back. And so he's answered the call, and I think that he is everything that we have expected as Chiefs fans as a running back.
No, I fully agree. Clyde has been such an impact on this team, on this running game, especially Damian is sitting out and opting out. Now, don't forget, guys, we did have a rookie lineman, Luka Nguyen, did opt out this year. So we don't know what his potential is, of course, after this season. Hopefully we'll know. But I'm going to go a little different on you guys. I'm going to go Tershawn Morton on this one. I feel like he's really stepped up this year with Pennell being out the first few games, and then Noddy, Chris Jones, and kind of just filling in those roles. And you hear his name a lot. I don't know if you guys recognize. You see him a lot in the backfield. You hear his name a lot, and he's in the mix every time he's on the field. So mine's going to be Tershawn Wharton.
Yeah, Wharton's actually done a really good job, and especially when you look at the way we picked him up from Missouri Science and Technical School.
We
picked him up from there, and he's undersized defensive tackle, basically. He's like 6'2", 270 pounds, I believe, right now at the moment. And he's actually, I don't know if you saw this, Tanner, but he was actually ranked in the top 4 of rookie pass rushers right now.
No, I didn't.
As far as pressures. So Chase Young's number 1, which is obviously the top pick in the draft. But Wharton's in the top 4 of rookie pass rushers, and keep in mind, this guy was undrafted, so he's doing his job out here.
A couple names I do want you guys to note, just so you keep in mind, right? Willie Gay Jr., who's starting to come into play at linebacker. He's been starting. L'Jarius Sneed's coming off an injury, so that's going to be solid to have him back and kind of mixed in now with Breland and all those guys. See how that rotation works. And then Mike Dana, he's going to be another guy off the line for that defense to really ascend. Yeah, it's gonna improve huge. So those are a few guys to keep in mind. Those are rookies. A lot of them were unsigned for free agents as well. So that's the best part about it.
Yeah, seems like some good future going forward. So Tanner, this is basically the same thing, but who's your favorite newcomer on the Chiefs this year?
Now newcomers can be different. Newcomers don't have to be rookies. You can do free agents, right? We had a good free agent class as well that came in.
Okay.
What's wrong with the free agent class?
There's nothing wrong with the free agent class. It's just I feel like there's not a lot of relevancy there to that class.
You had to highlight Mike Remmers for the depth on the line, the job he's done. Daniel Kilgore for his depth. Kaliki Asamili for his start of the season.
Right, the first 3 games was wonderful. I loved him.
Yeah, and guess what? He put a boost in that offense when he was there. Okay, and then Taco Charlton, who finally got into play and started doing stuff before I get injured. So my newcomer MVP is going to be Mike Remmers because he's made a difference on that line, bouncing from guard to tackle to guard to tackle. So he's my guy for the newcomer award.
You are absolutely wrong. He is not the newcomer MVP. The newcomer MVP is the one and only Taco Charlton. You know why?
Why is Taco?
Because he can get to the quarterback. He had 5 sacks last year with Miami. He's got 2 sacks so far this year. Unfortunately, he has a fractured ankle right now.
Yes, that is correct.
However, he did tweet that the taco truck is getting repaired.
Yes.
So we here at the Sports Buffoons are wishing him a speedy recovery.
I'm a big fan of Taco. I tweeted him his first game when he was inactive. And I tweeted to him, I said, hey, big man, your time's coming. Just be patient.
Well, you guys had a choice between Taco and Bell, so Obviously,
no, I'm not even putting in the conversation.
Okay. Well, I just want to give you some shit on that one, Tanner. Mine in particular is Dan Kilgore, mainly because of the way he's played when we go for a run-first style of offense. Because him at center has proven himself to be better run blocking than Austin Ryder, and that being from that background of the 49ers, I believe fully. And Dan Kilgore is 32 years old, and just he's more of a mauler.
He is a mauler.
In the games where the Chiefs come out with a run-first mindset, Dan Kilgore is at the forefront of that, and he's been very productive within the offense. So, anyways, moving right along on to that part, we have a couple more things to get through, actually. But so I think we should actually talk about special teams for just a second. Just a second here. Who's your favorite special teamer so far on the season? Because I got a buddy out there that would love me to say a certain name, but I'm not. I'm going to go with my punter, Tommy Townsend, on this season is my favorite special teamer that we currently have. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, I also have Tommy Townsend at 47.2 yards average, the punter. But are we going to do? We're going to do a Chiefs MVP as well.
Of course,
Yeah,
of course.
there's
We're
a
going to
lot
have
of
to, yes.
MVP coming. Don't
So
worry.
I just didn't want to gloss over Tommy
Well,
Townsend. He is a very good punter, and he's getting
he-
the job done. That's
Is he
the most
also
important
your
thing.
Chiefs MVP? Is that why you're saying that?
Absolutely not. He is not my
Okay.
Chiefs MVP.
Because back in the day, we had a guy named Dustin Colquitt who was
was our
the
Chiefs
MVP for a few years out here in Kansas
Yeah,
City.
he was.
So I just didn't know if you were going to punter for MVP once again, like the old days.
So do I? No, I'm not going to do it because it's Tommy Townsend, guys. He's picked up off a legend foot to come in as a rookie and do what he's doing, pinning the defense back. So and the fake, of course, that fake throw and the fake punt, that was sick. Tommy Townsend is your guy. It is not. No, I'm not going to say his name.
I'll say it for you. Byron Pringle, K-Stater, doing a damn good job on special teams.
is doing a hell of a
once again, as they're well known for out there in Manhattan. So after that, let's talk a little bit real quick, because I want to kind of build up the climax to the MVP, if you know what I'm saying. So obviously, we already know what we're going to be talking about MVP-wise. It's almost like giving away the NFL MVP, where we might as well name the award after him at this point. But who is your offensive MVP so far at the midway mark of the Kansas City Chiefs at this moment?
Yeah, I mean, you got to go with Travis Kelce for me. I mean, we're not going to talk about Patrick Mahomes right now because we've got a little bit of NFL MVP talk coming up a little bit later. So
Who was your MVP for offense?
for offense,
For offense.
The best
For
tight end in
offense.
Chiefs
For
history.
offense.
we are talking about
best-
non-Patrick Mahomes players
Correct,
right now.
correct.
okay?
Right.
So I've got Travis Kelce, who is at he's only 72 yards short of Otis Taylor on the all-time Chiefs receiving list.
That is correct, guys. Travis Kelce is the MVP of that offense. And without Travis Kelce here, it does not, this offense does not click as well without him. He is essential to this offense, and he's been essential to this offense. I am fully agreeing with you that Travis Kelce is our guy for our offensive MVP.
Going with Travis Kelce. Thank you very much for that. I'm going to give you guys another guy, though, just in case somebody else wants a different opinion. But Tyreek Hill currently has 9 touchdowns on the season. Now, that is consistency right there. I don't know if you guys know this, but did you know there's only been 2 games this year where Tyreek Hill did not have a receiving touchdown? Because every other game this year we played, he's had a touchdown in. So keep that in mind, as well as the fact that he's just consistent week in, week out. He just puts up numbers. Obviously the fastest player in the NFL.
Right.
And for a guy being the stature of him at 5'9", to be able to get in the end zone that easily, just constantly creating separation, hitting deep passes, things like that. And then against the Panthers this past weekend,
Yes.
9 catches, 113 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, Tyreek Hill should be up there as well. And he's on pace for, if you take those 9 touchdowns, oh my gosh, he's on pace to break Dwayne Bowe's Chiefs touchdown record of 15 that was set in 2010.
It's due. I mean, with the way Mahomes and Tyreek.
Exactly.
I mean,
Assume Mahomes has another 20 touchdown passes for the rest of the season. You got to also assume that at least 6 to 7 of those go to Tyreek Hill, right? Mm-hmm. So I think Tyreek Hill is going to be getting close to that Chiefs touchdown record.
I mean, Travis Kelce did say on a tweet today that Mahomes and Hill are the deadliest combo in the NFL right now.
Oh, it's ridiculous. You have
I'm just saying that.
the best route running tight end with the biggest deep threat in the NFL. I mean, I don't know how
And the best quarterback.
Not to mention the other guys on the team with Hardman and Sammy Watkins, guys like that. So
Yeah.
So to finish off here with this part of it, we got the. Hold on, don't tell me.
Okay.
What do you have something else to say with the offense?
Are we going to do the defense now?
Calm down, calm down.
I'm getting ahead of myself?
Don't get a big dick. All right, let's go to the defensive awards and decide who's our favorite defensive player on the season, because there's a lot of names on this defense right now that we all enjoy, I think, at the moment. Like, obviously, you have Chris Jones. Obviously, the way Rashad Williams played since he came back from his suspension's been great. So a couple of our linebackers have played better this year. For me, it's definitely Tyrann Mathieu. I think he's just the absolute leader of the defense. He's the one that brings the energy and the attitude. He's the one that everyone relies on, looks up to on the team. So I think Tyrann Mathieu brings the energy that we need. So, yeah, you guys have any rebuttal on that one?
I can't believe that I'm going to say this. I'm going to have to go with Daniel Sorensen. And the reason I can't believe it is because you used to tell me back in the day how mediocre of a player he was.
He was.
You never really trashed him, but you're just like, he's a below average player. Mm-hmm. And so now I'm sitting here, I'm looking at these numbers, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going to give my defensive award to Daniel Sorensen for 57 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions, and a touchdown.
I like the tackles, especially considering I don't know what the exact percentages he plays on snaps, but it's probably around more like 75 to 80%.
It has to.
Whereas Tyrann Mathieu plays 99% of the snaps on defense. So snap-wise, that's actually great numbers for Sorensen.
No, yeah, no. And I love Tyrann, right? Tyrann is part of that big defense captain out there. He makes the thing go almost. I like Dirty Dan. Dirty Dan puts on those hits that are just ugly, right? Like, he just comes out of nowhere and just smacks people. But my MVP for defense is Rashad Fenton. Rashad Fenton had an early go earlier this year. He had with Breland out. We had Chardavius Ward out, and he was playing with some young guys as well. And he had to kind of take a stand on his side, right? And he's continued to show consistency at the corner position, and he continues to improve every week. I'd say we're not quite one-loss team without him. The way he's performed.
You think Fenton's so? You're in your mind right now. You're saying if you take away Fenton from the Chiefs, then we are lesser of a team than if you take away Tyrann Mathieu.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm just saying as a defense, he's been a huge key to it.
Absolutely,
and he is the MVP.
Does that make him the MVP of the defense?
I would say without him at corner this year, early on with our first 2 games, right? I'd say things are maybe a little different. We might have another loss on the board.
Interesting. I don't know how many more losses we'd have without Tyrann Mathieu, which probably none, but I don't know. I'm going to go with Tyrann Mathieu 100%.
We got the best part about this is there's a lot of key defensive guys right now.
Yeah, exactly. That is the biggest part.
And they're all really accountable.
And if I want to be completely honest with you guys, I don't want to name a player. I'm just going to name Steve Spagnuolo as my defensive MVP because that's the guy running the whole show. They're running the whole scheme, calling the plays. Because I tell you this right now, you guys, if we still had Bob Sutton running the play calling from the defensive side of the ball, we would not have won the Super Bowl last year. We would also not be in the position of 8-1, as you see right now on us on Twitch at the moment, on our little device down there.
We're not going to be playing prevent defense. It's not going to get
exactly. We stay aggressive throughout the entire game, which is what makes Spagnuolo the best defensive MVP in all reality. So, yeah. Absolutely.
I fully agree with that.
All right, you guys, ready to do the climax here? I mean, it's kind of obvious. That's kind of why I wanted to wait till the end, because we know your Chiefs MVP of the season. Let me hear it.
Patrick Mahomes.
You can say Eric Bieniemy, Andy Reid. I mean, you get options here. You got Chad Henne came in the other day for a few minutes. So
Chad Henne did score that touchdown a couple times ago. So I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm going with Mahomes, but I do want to come back to Travis Kelce a little bit because I took a little bit of heat when I picked Tony Gonzalez ahead of Kelce the other day as the best Chiefs tight end. I took a little heat, and I understand why I had to take that heat is because I realized that Kelce has a 71% catch percentage in his Chiefs career, whereas Tony Gonzalez only had a 65% catch percentage. Now, part of that was due to the quarterbacks that Tony Gonzalez had to deal with, But I think right now, if we had to go back to that argument just for a second, I think they're both kind of even, but I can definitely see the argument where Kelce is going to end up head and shoulders ahead of Tony Gonzalez as the best Chiefs tight end of all time.
Yeah. That's your MVP, obviously, besides Mahomes.
We're going to save the Mahomes talk for later.
Okay.
Because we're going to go NFL talk.
Got you.
Mike, I don't know.
No, that's why I picked Tyreek Hill as my offensive MVP, because Travis Kelce is my guy as well. I'm with Jason on this as being the Chiefs' MVP. As we all know, we're going to pretend like Mahomes doesn't exist for a second.
I mean, if we're doing that,
pick someone else.
You can offensive award, MVP award. You can just flip just Tyreek Hill, Kelce right there. You can, doesn't matter which category you go under.
Yeah. All right, you guys ready to do a little NFL MVP talk, maybe?
Yeah, man, I'm in.
Because that's actually a little more appealing to me about the way that the mainstream media has pushed out some of the discussion about who the MVP should be at the midway part of the NFL season. Kind of irks me the wrong way, because it's almost like they're forcing their hand on a thing where it's almost like we just assume what Mahomes is, and we're just going to go every year he could probably win MVP, but we want to give it to somebody else just for the sake of doing it. You know, just as we talked a little bit ago, you guys, Russell Wilson's never received an official vote for MVP, and here we are sitting here in the season where Russell Wilson has 8 interceptions on the season, and we're over here trying to clamor for him to be the MVP. That's really pushing it. We're really trying hard to go against the guy that has 25 touchdowns and 1 interception. Let's be realistic here. We all know who the actual MVP is. Correct. And you guys can talk about Mahomes here if you'd like for a second, about your pick for the NFL MVP. For me, there's no debate here. If I had to go for a secondary guy, you know who I'd actually pick? I'm going to go Josh Allen. Because Josh Allen and the Bills, if you take away Josh Allen from the Bills, they're not 7-2 right now.
So, let's talk real quick before we get into our MVP. We all know who it is. Who's in the conversation for you, Mike? That's what I want to know. Who's in the conversation outside of Mahomes, Josh Allen, and then anybody else near them, or is it a pretty big separation in your mind?
It's a big separation, no doubt about it. So, obviously, the guys that would be in the conversation for this kind of deal, in my mind, because I'm not putting Wilson in there anymore. No, those turnovers can get the hell out of here. He's got a total of 10. I mean, let's keep in mind, 2 fumbles lost as well. That's 10 turnovers.
4 turnovers against Arizona. I'm just pointing that out right now.
Right, so you're telling me he actually did to lose to the better quarterback, Kyler Murray? Because Kyler Murray at this point is in my conversation for MVP with the way he's been handling that team and rushing-wise on the ground. Did you guys know he has 8 rushing touchdowns on the ground this season?
He's
and 543 yards as well.
Ridiculous.
So add that into his 16 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. He's definitely in the MVP race right now and playing very, very well. The other one in mind, obviously I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers because he's always efficient. Every year he's low interception totals. Right now he's only at 2 at 24 touchdowns. So he's not making mistakes, but that's typical Aaron Rodgers. He's well known for playing that well.
Yeah, Jason,
but
who you got?
That's it.
I'm just going to give you my order. I'm going to give you some numbers here, and then we can debate this a little bit more. So we all know who the GOAT is. That's Patrick Mahomes, at least the GOAT of 2020.
I was going to say Tom Brady.
And he's got 2,687 yards, 25 touchdowns, 1 interception. I don't know if you guys heard that. 1 interception. That counts for something. And so basically what we have here in the MVP discussion is the same thing they used to say about Michael Jordan. We've got Michael Jordan, and then there's everybody else. Well, right now in the MVP discussion, we have Patrick Mahomes, then there's everybody else. So let's talk everybody else. I've got Russell Wilson at number 2, 2,541 yards, 28 touchdowns, 8 picks. Number 3 on my list, I have Kyler Murray, 2,130 yards, 16 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, but also 8 touchdowns rushing, 543 yards rushing. Josh Allen, he's actually, I have him behind Aaron Rodgers, so I put Aaron Rodgers up to number 4. Aaron Rodgers, 2,253 yards, 24 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, which is why I put Josh Allen at number 5, because he's got 5 interceptions, 2,500 yards, 19 touchdowns. He's also got his 241 yards on the ground. and 5 touchdowns. So that's my order. I've got Pat Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, then Josh Allen. Is there anybody else that you would like to bring into this discussion, Tanner?
Guys, what about Big Ben? The Steelers aren't the same without him. The Steelers aren't the same without him.
Correct.
Look what he's done with this team. Look where they were last year. And then Big Ben comes in, and they're like, oh, we're going to go undefeated. And now they're going to lose to the Bengals this year.
Hold on. Did you know that Big Ben is not even in the top 10 in fantasy
I don't
scoring?
care about the fantasy scoring. I'm seeing a guy that makes an impact on his team, that carries the team away, right? Carries the team's weight. Without Big Ben, that team is not 8-0 or whatever, 8-0 or whatever they are. They are a 4-loss team, easy.
Well, do you have anything else to say about your Big Ben?
No, actually, I'm done with that now.
Okay, because I mean, I know we're daydreaming a little bit with that discussion, but
Look, I'm just saying, you can't, as a most valuable player, you can't take him fully out of the conversation yet. I'm just saying he has to be in the talk somewhere. It might be top 10, but whatever. Real quick, guys, who's your, outside of QBs, is there any positional player that is MVP capable of not maybe surpassing Mahomes, because obviously I don't think it's going to happen, but who could give a challenge this year?
oh, of course. I mean, I have one guy that stands out to me every single year, for that matter, since he came into the NFL, and that is running back for the New Orleans Saints, Alvin Kamara. And Kamara is once again dominating, especially in the receiving game. He's used so versatilely. Right now, he's sitting at 60 catches for 565 yards and 3 touchdowns, that means he's actually on pace to be better as a receiver this year than any other year before in his history so far.
Now let's remember too, Michael Thomas has been out. His first game back was last week, and he finally came back. Now that could help Kamara out more of actually running the ball now, but I think Breeze has a lot of faith with him in his play, that he's going to be a consistent passing back, and yeah, I think he'll almost still have more touchdowns than rushing.
I have one more to ask you about, actually. What do you think about Dalvin Cook so
he's
far
next on my
in the
list,
ways he's
man.
played? Because this has been a ridiculous season
What?
for Dalvin. I love Dalvin Cook. I think Dalvin Cook is an amazing player when he's healthy, 100%.
After being injured,
Do you guys realize he's averaging 6 yards per carry right now?
doesn't he lead from like scrimmage or rushing yards? Or
Rushing
something
yards
like
right
that?
now, 858 rushing yards
nowhere.
and 12 touchdowns on the season. That guy is dominant.
Well, Dalvin Cook is one of the reasons why I'm so insulted that you even brought Big Ben into this conversation, because I have a plethora of players who are having better years than Big Ben right now.
Absolutely.
Obviously, it starts with Alvin Kamara. We already mentioned him. We've got Deshaun Watson, Dalvin Cook. Justin Herbert has better numbers than Big Ben. We have Tom Brady, Ryan Tannehill, Matt Ryan. The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Drew Brees.
That's fair.
And so I'm actually insulted as an NFL fan that you brought Big Ben into this conversation.
But they're not undefeated, are they? I'm just saying.
Wow.
Saying they're not undefeated.
You live by the moment. You live in the moment,
I'm
don't you,
just
Tanner?
telling you, as of right now,
Prisoner of the moment. We've mentioned that on the show
Ben,
No
before.
perspective at all.
conversation.
No perspective at all from you.
Oh man.
To even bring him up.
We do not like prisoners of the moment on the
No.
show. If you haven't,
We like
listened
logical
to,
men up in this buffoonery over here, okay?
All right. Anyway, so here's my quick list of MVPs. Right, it's Patrick Mahomes, of course, at the top. Then you're gonna go A-Rod, because A-Rod's just playing out of his mind with the practice squad wide receivers, as I say every freaking week. And then you got Kyler Murray, and then Alvin Kamara. So there's my list.
Well, speaking of our actual NFL MVP, did you guys see that Mahomes now is the fastest ever to 100 touchdown passes in his NFL career, beating Dan Marino by 4 games.
Yes, I saw that actually.
He beat Dan Marino by 4 games. So Patrick Mahomes did 100 touchdown passes in 40 games. Dan Marino did it in 44 games.
Did you see the interception difference during this time as well?
I did not pick up on that, but I can only assume it was just flat out dominant by
it
our
was
man.
ridiculous amount. Like these guys were in their 60s of interception rates getting these for the touchdowns, and Mahomes is sitting in what 20, if that, at this point.
And he's at 19 right now still.
Yeah, it's literally
For his career.
ridiculous the difference.
It is ridiculous. Yeah, and I just wanted to point out one thing, guys. One of our listeners, which just so happens to be my own brother, pointed out that Mike Greenberg of ESPN had the idea that we should just change the NFL MVP award and just rename it the Patrick Mahomes Award. What do you guys think about that?
Mike Greenberg's a genius.
Give it time, it's probably true. You know, they all came up with different awards for different reasons, like the Heisman Award, etc. Things like that. You know, Lombardi Award, things like that. All came from historic names and people who did historic things for the game of football. Patrick Mahomes is currently doing something for the game of football that is on pace to be extremely historic and to be looked at as honestly the GOAT of all time once everything's said and done. He's only 25 years old. We have a long ways to go with this man. But at this point in his career, no one's ever done what he's done at this point at 25 years old. So
It's ridiculous. That's what it
it
is.
could happen down the road. Wait till he retires at least. Maybe give it another 15 years. But it's on the books possibly. Anyways, the reason I brought up what I brought up before there about Mahomes and his touchdown numbers is because that's going to be hard to beat. It's going to be very hard to beat with someone ever hitting 100 touchdown passes in 40 games ever again. Whoever does that coming forward, I have no idea, but it's probably going to be a decade or two down the road, I assume. The game might be completely different at that point, too. So what kind of NFL record all time is something you guys think will never be broken?
Chase, you want me to start? Okay. So the record, I was looking through the records, right? And I'm like, all right, I'm not going to do the rushing. I'm not going to do receiving. I want to do something different, something off. How about kickoff return touchdowns in a season? And that was 4 for Travis Williams in 1967 and Cecil Turner in 1970. And Travis Williams is actually a rookie, so he also set the most touchdowns in a rookie as well.
That's a wonderful thought right there because pretty soon we might not be having kick returns anymore anyways.
Correct.
So those are records that might not ever be touched no matter what.
As difficult as it is right now with all the rules changing and kickoffs, this is, like, you're probably not going to touch that. Now, Josh Cribbs in 05-14 and Leon Washington in 06-14 had the most career touchdowns with 8 on kickoff returns. So, I mean, that may not even be beaten.
Hey, fun fact for you real quick. When the Chiefs traded to get Herman Edwards as head coach, Leon Washington was who the Jets picked up for that draft pick.
Yeah, that's true.
So we actually gave away a draft pick. The Chiefs gave away a draft pick to get Herman Edwards, and the Jets took Leon Washington. So that ended up working out for the Jets just fine, I guess. I mean, not like Herman Edwards did anything here in Kansas City worthwhile, but
I think he took us to the playoffs.
right. He took us to the playoffs.
That
and
counts
did-
for something.
that- sure. Well, I guess. Well,
And if you want, Leon Washington had 2 kickoff returns in a game, and he tied with 10 other players.
well, if Devin Hester and Dante Hall never got 4 in one season, no one else ever
Nobody
will
else
either
can
at this
touch
point.
it.
Because now the kickoffs, if you even get to return one, you're very lucky. So, Jason, what's your pick for this?
Yeah, I've got a record here that will never be broken. You can
Never.
take it to the bank. Vikings rookie Cordero Patterson. Have you guys ever heard of Cordero Patterson?
Yeah, isn't he a Raider?
He took an opening kickoff against Green Bay to the house for 109 yards for a touchdown. That record will never be broken.
Well, we've had other ones who also had their foot on that back line that took it 109 yards, didn't we? And he was not the only one that's ever done 109.
That's the only kick return.
Only kick return is what you're saying.
Kick return.
Okay, so kick return. Okay. I was going to say, we've had other plays in football history. that had
Antonio Cromartie
109.
had one play. He's the
Yeah.
only other guy to do 109.
But it was right there. The foot was on the back of the end zone right there with the return on that. So,
That's true. You
yeah,
can't
you'll
break that.
you'll never have another kick return of that point again, I believe, because that's not how the NFL is structured anymore. So,
not gonna increase
you guys, it's funny. You guys both went with special teams.
Yeah.
Plays.
different.
It makes sense for you guys to go with that because those will probably never be broken.
Yeah.
Mine, I'm going to go much more simple, but at the same time, this is the best wide receiver in NFL history. This is Jerry Rice. It'll never be broken. His receiving yard numbers. He's got 22,895 receiving yards and 23,546 all-purpose yards. He's number 1 in both of those categories all time. The next closest in wide receiver yards is Larry Fitzgerald at 17,344. So keep that in perspective. Like Larry Fitzgerald, who's still playing right now, but not for much longer, he is 5,000 receiving yards. Okay, 5,500 receiving yards underneath Jerry Rice. for receiving yards all time. That's the number 2 guy.
He had to play for another.
Get
10
that
years.
perspective, and you're just like, wow, this no one else in the NFL history will ever be able to break this. And it's just not going to happen. There's just too much going on in the NFL. And also, not only that, but touchdowns as well. Jerry Rice is number 1 all-time in touchdowns scored with 208 total touchdowns. All of these rank number 1 by far. The next closest, Emmitt Smith had 175 touchdowns in his career. Mm-hmm. So, no one's ever going to catch these records because here's the other thing, longevity. Jerry Rice played with Steve Young and Joe Montana as well, and Rich Gannon. Keep that in mind. So he played with very good quarterbacks throughout his career who trusted him as well. So, and also, gosh, during his playing day, Jerry Rice, no one practiced harder than Jerry Rice. The guy ran a 4.6 in college, and from there made himself so well known from his hands and route running ability. So just a phenomenal receiver, the best of all time that'll never be broken. Any of his records will stand for the next 100 years.
Oh, yeah.
I bring that to the bank, which I'll be dead, so it won't matter anyway if my bank gets ruined or robbed. So, Tanner, you talking about this Ben Roethlisberger thing? It's pretty interesting to me. Bringing up Ben Roethlisberger.
I mean,
I'm going to Las Vegas, as you guys know, here next week. And I'm trying to cut back on the burgers, you know what I mean, to feel a little better, feel good while I'm out there, and not bloated or anything like that. But speaking of burgers, guys, in Kansas City, what's your favorite burger? Cheeseburger, bacon burger, butter burger?
Jason?
Yeah, I'm going to go first on this, but I'm going to get a lot of haters by saying this. I'm just going to point that out right now because there's a place out in Leawood that a lot of people don't know about. It's called Burger Fi.
Burger Fi is good shit.
And they've got a burger called the CEO that uses 100% highly refined peanut oil. And they're not a sponsor, by the way. I'm just pointing that out. It's got truffle aioli, tomato bacon jam, and Swiss cheese. And this is by far the best burger that I have ever had in Kansas City. Now, if you're going to take it to a national stage, it's a different story. But Tanner, what's your favorite Kansas City burger?
All right, look. So my favorite Kansas City burger right now is Red Robin. Wow, this is not what I meant. Time out. Red Door Grill, guys. Red Door Grill.
Red Rocket is what he was talking about. He got a little excited. He got a little excited talking about this. Tanner loves burgers.
Red Door Grill, which there's one opening not far from my place coming up here in the next month. I'm really excited. Mike's going to put a freaking clip in this, but the meat melts in your mouth.
Ooh.
The meat melts in your freaking mouth. Outside of that, guys, because you can't really beat that. And it's actually a really good price for it, too.
Go ahead. You say meat melts in your mouth? You can't really beat that?
See,
Wow.
here we go.
Tanner,
the clip's
you were
coming,
getting
guys. Just be ready.
Red Rocket first, and now here we are. Tanner's getting excited about this topic.
It was Red Robin. But anyways, BGR, this has to be next. And then, of course, if you need something quick, you need a good burger, hell, go to Culver's, guys. Culver's, it's up in Wisconsin as well. All the Midwest guys know this. Culver's is a burger you can't beat. And I like a little bit of, obviously I like everything. There's not a lot of stuff I don't like. That with, you don't have, just order it. Just order double, call it good, and you're good. You're set.
Yeah, those are good options, I think. I thought, you were going to talk about Red Door Grill a minute. Yeah,
Red Door Grill is by far the best thing.
All right, well,
By the way, there's not a lot of things that he does not like.
he does like burgers. So that's part of why he liked Ben Roethlisberger, because it's like, burger fits into the mix. He's my MVP.
No, not the case at all.
He looked edible, I guess,
He's on
in
my
your
fantasy
mind.
team.
So, I guess if I had to really go with one, I like Five Guys. I guess I'm fairly simple in that regard but I like Five Guys because of the options. I just walk in there, I get the little big cheeseburger, and I don't get the big one. I just get the little big one. But I load it up with I got jalapenos on there.
Uh-huh.
I'll try to do some onions, of course.
Do you just go down the way like I do, or something?
No, all the way.
Like your burger's like just one burger, and it's like this big.
Well, I know what you mean, but their ingredients are really good.
Oh my god! I just go down the list. I start saying stuff. I don't even know what I say half the time.
Yeah, you just read it off as you go and then figure out what you want and load it up. All of a sudden, you're eating this wonderful burger, eating some awesome fries, by the way. 'cause
Oh my gosh.
That
Cajun
goes
style.
with the burger.
Cajun
The Cajun-style fries at Five Guys is phenomenal. And then there's always peanuts. Not that anyone
So-
really eats those,
So
but
back at Jason Burger Fight, have you been to Shake Shack yet?
I have not been there. That is actually a national chain.
Yeah,
My
Shake
wife
Shack's
wanted
pretty-
me to go there when we were out in Las Vegas, but we never actually tried it.
It's solid.
It's here.
You need to try that.
yeah.
If you haven't been there, you gotta try it.
I'll be doing the In-N-Out burger very, very shortly. So it's been a while.
In-N-Out sucks.
Okay, mockery over there. We all know In-N-Out's pretty dang good, to be
Speaking
fair.
of burgers, how about our savior Patrick Mahomes bringing a Whataburger in?
I am very
to
excited about
OP
that.
at the old Salty Iguana spot down in OP by Sam's Club.
Wait, you know where it's going in?
Yeah, it's
Where?
you know where Salty is, or was down at off 135th and 69,
Yeah, of course.
where Sam's Club is.
Yeah, right there.
It's going on that building, right next to Cool.
Oh yes. Wait, when is that going to be open? Do you have any idea?
I think it said next year sometime.
That's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Just
yeah.
For the sake of something new, just gotta give it a try. And
I've never had it.
I remember whenever it first moved here, Jack in the Box. You were over here, Jacking every day, Tanner. You were so
Me and
excited
Jason.
every day. You guys would
Me
go
and
over there
Jason.
during work every single day to go to Jack in the
We met
Box.
their opening day.
I don't know how you guys didn't both gain like 30 pounds overnight from all the
Tacos,
times you
dude.
went there. The tacos, you had the burgers.
No, tacos is all you need.
Tacos? Is that what you guys
That's
got?
all you need in life.
You guys were obsessed with Jack in the Box.
Yeah, Jason and I met there.
And I'm just like after we've had it enough times, I'm like, okay, I'm good. I haven't had Jack in the Box in forever now. So
Yeah, well, I'm just a little bit disappointed that we brought up the Whataburger because if Patrick Mahomes didn't like Whataburger, I would tell you right now that it's absolute hot garbage.
Is it?
But since Patrick Mahomes likes it,
we're gonna assume.
I'm gonna be okay with it. But I can tell you that I've had Whataburger and it is slightly below average.
Really?
But since Patrick Mahomes likes it, I'm gonna give it a chance in Kansas City. But that's the only reason.
So
Not a big fan.
In-N-Out's better than Whataburger?
1,000 times.
Smash
better.
Burger's better than Whataburger?
1,000
Smash
times
Burger's
better.
pretty
All
Wow. Wait, Jack in the Box? Is that better than Whataburger?
absolutely.
Wow.
All of them.
Woo!
You can throw anything out there.
We got a hater over
This is
here
gonna be
for the
interesting.
I'm
Whataburger.
not a hater. You know why? Because Patrick Mahomes likes Whataburger. So I want them to bring it in here. I want
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes to have whatever he wants
I agree.
to take us to the promised land. That's all I care about.
Yeah. Well, that's a good little topic, you guys. Well, I'm excited for the future of the burgers going on in Kansas City.
Right.
Not so much for the burgers going on in the NFL. So, to finish off, you guys, I mean, we have a couple of things left to talk about. Real quick, did you guys have any fantasy things you wanted to mention today? I don't have a lot to talk about fantasy-wise with you guys because we're getting to that point of the season where you know what you got. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, go pick up this guy or that guy because at this stage in your season, you know what you have. You know what you need to be doing. So my input in that regard has already been used up, hopefully, and hopefully you've gone and, grabbed them by the balls and got your guys that you wanted this whole time. If not, well, you missed out and you're probably sucking ass.
I got screwed on my Ben Roethlisberger is now on the COVID list,
Oh, Jesus.
and he's my only quarterback on my team. Right?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Did he get COVID?
Well, I don't know if he got COVID or he's part of the contact or what, but he's on the list, and so he's out. His fifth day comes on Sunday.
So your Roethlisberger has salmonella.
Yeah, pretty much you're screwed. So I had to go out and pick up a quarterback, and we're a deep league. I'd say we're a pretty deep league for our league, right? There's nobody there. So for you guys in a deep league, if you need a quarterback, I want you to go after the one and only Alex Smith. He will be your starting quarterback for the Washington football team. He had 10 points after coming after Kyle Allen had a pretty nasty injury on his ankle. And he plays the Detroit Lions. I have a feeling that Washington is going to win this game on Alex Smith's back, and Alex Smith is going to have a 20-burger. So look at Alex Smith as your replacement. If you're like me, trying to stick with one QB because Steelers don't get a bye week again. So there's that.
So right quick, if Big Ben has COVID-19, are you saying that he's not going to win the MVP now? Just to be clear.
No, it's not. It's just one game. He's out.
Okay.
It's not.
Because I think that takes him out of the running. What's your opinion
No,
on
that's
that,
like Russell
Mike?
Wilson getting out of
Did
the
we
running.
just take him out of the discussion finally?
He's out of the
Once and for
discussion
all?
already at this
Hold
point.
on. If Russell Wilson can throw 40 picks in 3 weeks, then Big Ben can sit out a week.
I already told you, Russell Wilson's out of my conversation. He's not even in it anymore for
Oh,
me.
he's in Jason, sorry.
He's got 10 turnovers. I'm out of there. No.
All right, so fantasy surprise. If you're on the waiver wire this week, guys, you are SOL. There is hot garbage on the
That's very
waiver wire
true.
this week. But I will point out a couple of guys that did a few things. Got a guy by the name of Richie James, wide receiver for the 49ers. He had 9 receptions for 184 yards and a touchdown. And unfortunately for you guys that are thinking about picking him up, he's not going to do a damn thing next week because the 49ers, they've got Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Kendrick Bourne. They should all be available pretty soon, so please don't go out and pick him up. But he did have a good performance. Another guy, I just had a Brashad Perryman sighting on Monday night.
Joe Flacco.
And I mean, Brashad Perryman had 5 receptions for 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, Brashad Perryman, is he still in the league? I haven't heard of that guy for like 5 years.
The only thing that gets him by is the speed, really. So
And keep in mind, Joe Flacco and him played together in Baltimore for a minute,
Yeah,
so
they did.
that connection is still obviously there and been used in practice. So that's why Perriman is actually a
There
good
is
fit with
exciting,
Joe
yeah.
Flacco.
So he's cheating. Is that what you say? They've had some time together?
They're overachieving, not cheating, but they're overachieving.
Oh, okay.
So I'll put it that way.
Mike, can we just talk real quick on your other league? Who did you pick up?
Oh,
was the guy
no,
you picked
okay. In my other league that I have, because I have 2 leagues that I go in. I have one that I run, and then the other one with a couple of my buddies from Fit for a King, as a matter of fact, is the name of the band. But I somehow got Nick Chubb for free off the free agency market because back whenever he got injured, he got put on IR, and he was just released. So at that point, I was like,
Don't be
okay,
that
well, I'll
guy.
scoop him up. And I'm on the verge on the playoffs on that one. I'm not in, I'm not out. So I'm right in the middle there. And so, yeah, I'll be going to going forward. I know Kareem Hunt's doing okay, but I'd rather go with Nick Chubb.
Don't be that fantasy player that drops
Yeah.
people like that. Come on, guys.
Don't be an emotional buffoon. Just be a buffoon, you know?
Well,
Beautiful.
I did want to point something out. When Nick Chubb was a rookie and we were all having our fantasy drafts, Mike, you said something along the lines of that Nick Chubb gave you a half Chubb. Is that true? Does he give you a full Chubb now, or is it still a half Chubb? I can't
Only
get
because
a grasp on this.
Only because he's been a broke dick, he's going to get a half Chubb. But otherwise, I'm a big fan of Nick Chubb in general. And if Kareem Hunt wasn't there, I would have a full Chubb for that. So
This is important. Our fans want to know what he's going to do for the rest of the year.
the Chubb is currently 60%.
60% Chubb.
A little over, slightly over
60%
half.
works every time.
Okay.
It's good enough to get the
right.
job done, I think. But yeah, Nick Chubb is good. This is a guy that's averaged 5 yards a carry in his
Take
career.
it to the bank,
so
guys. That's a 60% Chubb. You heard it here first.
You know what to
Take
do
it
with
to
it.
the bank.
Guys, I'm sick of your asses today. You guys ready to do the pick'ems and move on here?
Let's do the pickles, baby.
All right, we're gonna do the pick'ems. Let's pull up the pick'ems. Let's get to the pick'ems going. All right, Thursday night football coming to you. This is for Thursday night tonight. We have the Colts and Titans going on. So it's actually a good game. I think. Looking forward to this. I like that Phillip Rivers is doing a little better lately. Derrick Henry's still doing Derrick Henry things, and AJ Brown has been on fire the last few weeks. Good game. We got the Colts 5-3, Titans 6-2. I'm going with the Titans here.
Yeah, that's a good pick, Mike. Tennessee is -2. I do believe they will cover that spread. Tennessee is a little bit more explosive on offense, and they're playing through Derrick Henry. So I've got Tennessee for the win.
All right, real quick, as you guys jumped ahead on me, I am going Titans because AJ Brown is a freaking beast of a player right now. He just bullies his way into everything. So I am going Titans as my pick. But hey, guys, can we do a quick recap after last week before we jump into all these pick'ems?
If you insist.
Okay. All right. Mike finished last place last week with 8 correct. Games that we all missed was Seattle and Arizona. And for some reason, Mike picked the Jags to win against the Texans. No clue why.
Was I drunk?
I don't know. You might have been by that time. It was one of the last picks. So.
He had a half Chubb. That was his
That
problem.
was low T on that one or something. I
Jason
don't know.
and I finish up with 9 correct for the week. Once again, we tie. But so your current standings for correct pick'ems, JG at 75, I'm at 75, and Mike is at 78 still. We're coming for him, so we need him to have another bad week. But yes, this is where we're standing in pick'ems currently as we head into week 10.
All right, Tanner, what's your pick?
My pick? Oh, I picked
Colts,
Titans. Titans, dude.
Ties across the board.
By far.
All right, after that kickoff Sunday, we have the Texans at the Cleveland Browns. And this will be actually an interesting game to see how things play out a little bit. But I like the Texans still. I know the Browns are the Browns. Someone's use that as my verbiage, I suppose, and go with Deshaun Watson to get the job done.
Yeah, I definitely trust Deshaun Watson more than I trust Baker Mayfield in this game, so I'm going Houston.
Yeah, easily Texans right now. The issue is Baker Mayfield is not playing well. Nick Chubb's coming back. Kareem Hunt's coming back. We could see a total turnaround in this team as well, with the running game being consistent again. But right now, I think the Texans have a little bit more for them going into this matchup.
All right, after that, we got the Washington football team going against the Detroit Lions. This is going to be a pretty boring game. I'm going to go real quick on this one. Alex Smith is now the starting quarterback for Washington. But I do like the Lions in this game in particular because they're at home. I know it doesn't really matter these days, but I'm just not a fan of Washington, so I'm going Lions.
Yeah, I'm actually going to flip a coin on this game. I never do this, but I expect this to be a sloppy game, and I do not want any of you guys to bet on this game, so I'm going to flip a coin right now. I've got a Washington quarter, which means that Washington football team is heads, Detroit Lions are tails. What's it going to be, guys?
Yes.
There it goes. It is tails. I've got Detroit. They are -3. Please do not bet on that spread, guys.
Alex Smith is coming back. He is my starting quarterback for fantasy football, and he is going to win. He is going to look impressive. He had 10 points last week, almost bringing them back. So look at Alex Smith to beat a bad Detroit team this week.
All right, then we got the Jacksonville Jaguars going at the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay.
Again?
The what?
Are you going to pick Jags?
No, like I said, I asked you if I was drunk. I don't know. I don't remember why I picked the Jags, but I did, apparently. Today, it's the Packers.
Well, you can still pick Jacksonville
Yeah,
against
you
the
can still
spread.
take-
Do you want to take them against the spread?
I'm not taking the spread. This is like 13 and a half
You got
points.
all pick'ems to change your pick for that one.
I'd pass. I like the Jaguars, like back whenever they had Mark Brunell and Freddie Taylor and Jimmy Smith and Keenan McCardle.
Oh, fragile Fred Taylor. I love that guy.
Hey, be nice to my boy Fred
Can we
Taylor.
just bring him out of retirement right now?
I'm ready.
I'm actually going to go with the Green Bay Packers here. They are -14. But I think that Green Bay pass rush is going to make it difficult for the one and only Jake Luton to get anything done. So I think the Packers are going to cover those 14 points.
Yeah, guys, Aaron Rodgers continues his MVP talks. Packers easy over this game.
All right, then we got another turd. Eagles and Eagles and Giants. So
It's a bunch of turds this
I'm
week,
going.
right?
It looks like there's a few, but there's a couple good ones at the end. Don't worry, we'll come out clean and fresh. We got the Eagles and Giants. I am going to go with the Eagles here, even though I hate this game. Just that's my pick.
Yeah, you guys have to bet on this game, dude. Philadelphia is -3.5, and the Philadelphia pass rush is absolutely going to destroy Daniel Jones in this game. They are going to cover that 3.5 points. I'm going Eagles all the way.
Yeah, guys, it's a New York team. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Eagles.
All right, then we got okay, guys, Buccaneers. Now they're having some problems with winning games. Like I don't know what's going on.
Whose
but
conference is it?
Obviously,
Whose conference is it? Or
It's
sorry,
the- it's
whose
the-
division? Whose division is it?
It's the Saints division.
It's Drew Brees' division.
Oh yeah, correct.
So you guys know.
That's true. That's very true. Drew Brees' division, Alvin Kamara's division. It's not Tom Brady's division. His is still over there, sitting over there in the AFC East, and not exactly exciting because the Bills are just running that show now. Anyways, we got the Buccaneers at the Panthers. Panthers look pretty good, but I think the Buccaneers got to come back and win this game. So I'm going to go with Buccaneers.
Yeah, I'm with you. Bucks are -6 in this game. They're going to cover that spread. I think it's a prime bounce back spot for TB12 and the Bucks. Carolina actually gave everything they have against the Chiefs. I mean, they played that game like it was their last, and so I think they're going to have a little bit of a letback. And I've got the Bucks to cover that -6.
Panthers are going to win this game, guys. Panthers are going to win this game and put the Buccaneers somewhere else. So I am going Panthers this week over the Bucks.
All right, then we have actually a really good matchup here that I fully believe in, as a matter of fact. We have the well-playing Derek Carr going against Drew Lock, Broncos-Raiders at Las Vegas. So this is going to be actually a really good game, you guys. I think the Broncos actually, with Drew Lock at quarterback, can make things interesting. I'm not going to say they're going to win a lot of games or anything like that, but Drew Lock's actually proven himself. Even as a Mizzou fan myself, I questioned his ability once he got to the NFL, as far as maturity-wise, if he could handle the NFL defenses and structure of the systems. And he's done very, very well to this point. And his athletic ability, arm strength, all those things really do show off. And I'm going to go with an upset here. I think the Raiders are on the way down because they're going to lose 2 in a row after this. So I'm going Broncos to beat the Raiders.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. This is going to be an excellent game to watch. The Raiders are -5. And if I'm betting on this game, I'm totally taking Denver here. I do believe the Raiders are going to pull off the win, but the Raiders are -5. I think Derek Carr is playing well right now, but not enough to cover that spread. So I'll go with the Raiders, but I'm taking the points with Denver.
Yeah, guys, I don't believe in the Broncos as much as Mike thought. I think they got lucky again last week against the Chargers team that has a combined point total loss of 24 points in all their losses. So I'm going Raiders in this one to beat the horrible Broncos.
Yeah, the Chargers just know how to lose. But does that mean they're going to lose to the Miami Dolphins this coming week? Because the Dolphins are sitting...
Did you see the way Tua performed?
He played really well.
He actually put numbers up this time.
Right, he proved himself. But you got a battle of the 2 rookies with Justin Herbert against Tua Tagovailoa. I'm serious. I love Justin Herbert. I love the way he's playing. I love the way he's performed so far to this point. And Tua going into his game 3 of his NFL career now at this point. I know they're going coast to coast. I know we're going from the West Coast to the East Coast.
Yeah.
And that does make an impact for sure. I'm going with the Chargers. I believe in Justin Herbert.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great game, but I do like Miami to win this game and also cover the 2.5 points, mainly because I like the playmaking ability of that Miami defense. So I love the way Justin Herbert's playing, but I think Tua's going to get another win here.
All right, real quick here, I want to touch base that Mike also had early in the season. It was I think it was the 49ers going to the Giants, and he picked the Giants because of the time difference, and now he's picking the Chargers, which is surprisingly so. I'm just pointing that out.
Difference because we got better talent in with the Chargers. Than
So here's the issue right now. Here's what I see the issue right now. Yes, Herbert is not going to have much of a problem. Our problem is going to be, can the defense finish the game? This is where we're getting caught up at. It's not Herbert, it's everybody else. It's just like when Rivers was there. I am going Miami. I believe Tua puts up big numbers again, and I believe the Chargers defense fails to make that final stop once again.
All right, well, I got my game of the week coming up next, which is going to be funny because normally in old years we wouldn't really care about this kind of game, but the Bills going to the Arizona Cardinals. I think you got 2 of our MVP quarterbacks we kind of discussed for a few minutes involved here, and it's going to be a battle of who's better. And this is going to be really, really tough, but I just got a feeling for some reason the Cardinals pull this one out. So I'm going Arizona at home against the Bills. Tough game, going to be fun to watch. So the 3 p.m. schedule for Central Time is loaded with good games. So be ready to watch some good games that evening.
Yeah, that's an interesting feeling that you have. I'm going to go against your feeling on this one. Arizona's -1.5, so it's basically a pick 'em. But I do believe that Josh Allen is going to pick apart that bad secondary of Arizona. I'm going to go with the Bills here.
You know, I've been debating on this game. Like, I want to go AZ, but I want to go Bills because they're just so talented on offense is where it gets me. I got to go easy on this one. I just feel like Kyler Murray is going to be a little difference maker in this against that Bills defense, and it's going to cause Josh Allen to have to force to throw some balls again, and that's where he gets in trouble.
All right, we have another one after that. We have the Seahawks and the Rams, a divisional NFC West matchup. And for me, I'm just not a big fan of the Rams in general for some reason. You know, I love Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp's one of my favorite receivers in the NFL, and I do like Jared Goff, actually. But the Seahawks are just better, in my opinion. So give me the Seahawks all the way on that one.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Rams. Rams -1.5. I do believe they'll cover that spread. I just like the Rams' defense better than I like Seattle's defense. And so, you know, obviously this game could go either way. You know, everybody's expecting for Russell Wilson to have a bounce-back game, but I'm going to go with the Rams here.
Rams for you. Man. All right, first off, Mike, I know why you have trouble going with the Rams. It's because they're too damn inconsistent.
Exactly, thank you.
Their defense plays great one week, and then they come out and they just tank.
You nailed it.
Yeah, that's why. That's why you can't pick them. I have the same problem with them every week. I think I'm going to get a consistent defense, and I don't. This week, I think Russell Wilson actually continues to struggle. I am going to go Rams on this one. It is also my game of the week to watch, and this is going to be a very exciting game. I think it's going to be a very close game as well. So look at this one for the Rams, though, to pull it out.
All right, another 3 p.m. game, by the way, of that Rams and Seahawks game. So lots of good games to watch in the evening. 49ers and Saints, also another 3 p.m. game. This one to me is too much easier, though. I got to go Saints on this for sure.
Yeah, I'm going with the Saints at -9. They are going to cover that spread. The 49ers are basically running back by committee and tight end by committee now that George Kittle's out against a stout Saints defense. So New Orleans -9, yeah, I think they're going to cover that all the way.
I mean, you got Michael Thomas back. Alvin Kamara is still looking great. Drew Brees is looking great on getting both of them the ball. It's going to be Saints ball. Like, without the 49ers defense being healthy, it's Saints all the way on this one, guys.
And any chance of the Bengals beating the Steelers, you think?
It's my upset game of the week, baby.
So you're
Big Ben is out.
saying there's a chance.
Big Ben is out, or he should be out unless NFL miraculously says he can play. But Big Ben should be out for this game, which means the Steelers are going to lose this game.
Your burger is tainted, Tanner.
Without Big Ben, the Steelers lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have not heard that. I don't know if Big Ben's going to be out or not.
He's
but
on the COVID list for 5 days, is what they said.
Yeah, so
is this pick official then?
This
for
pick
you?
is official. I have Bengals beating the Steelers.
Okay.
No, I'm going Pittsburgh no matter what. Now, if Big Ben is out, I do not want you guys betting on that game because the Pittsburgh Steelers are -8. But I think they will win the game no matter what.
They did drop to -7 now, just so you're aware.
Yeah, they're going to win the game, but definitely don't take the points if Big Ben is out.
I'm going with my official prediction of the Bengals beating the Steelers as well. So I am in that camp on this one. We're both going for upsets, right?
Yep.
So, yep, you're expecting that. But, we'll see how things play out. It's going to be a tough game. It's a divisional matchup. Those things get weird at times. As we know, Raiders beat the Chiefs earlier this year.
All the divisions.
Things happen, So after that, we had the Sunday night game. Ravens going to New England against the Patriots. This one's very, very simple and easy for me. I mean, the Ravens are just a better team, and the Patriots are just not going to do anything for a while, actually. This was the kind of season we expected from the Patriots going into the year. As far as them failing without Tom Brady, failing without a lot of talent. Edelman's always injured, so Ravens easily on this one.
Yeah, I'm definitely going with the Ravens. I don't think they're going to cover that 7-point spread. My hot take of the day, though, however, is that Cam Newton is 100% washed. Guys, I'm not trying to be a hater here, but Cam Newton's not going to do anything this year. But I am going with Baltimore to win the game.
Cam Newton came out and said he's tired of sucking. It's plain and simple as what he said.
He's washed. He's tired of being washed.
He's tired of sucking.
Yeah, he's not good.
It is Ravens. If the Patriots some reason pull this out, I'd be surprised. But it is going to be Ravens.
All right, and then for Monday night, we have one more to wrap up here for our pick'ems for the week. We have the Vikings going to Chicago to face the Bears. The Bears team, who I said will miss the playoffs when they were sitting at 5-2, and my prediction is on its way home. Give me those freaking Vikings. Give me that Dalvin Cook, and let's go cook up some Bears.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, bro. Minnesota is -2.5. And the Vikings have won 2 games in a row, which only means one thing. It's time for them to start playing like the Minnesota Vikings that lost 5 of their first 6 games. But more importantly, guys, I've got Patrick Mahomes as my quarterback, and he's on the bye week, so I was desperate. I had to pick up Nick Foles. And so this is actually my easy money game of the week. Easy money, guys. Chicago Bears are going to win this game. And Nick Foles, he's the ultimate game manager, right? So he's going to manage the game. I don't know what's going to happen in my fantasy league, but you can take it to the bank. The Bears are what we thought they were. The Bears are who we thought they were.
Tanner, go ahead.
Oh, crap. What the hell? Why are you picking the goddamn Bears? They're come back to reality now, baby. They're finally going to be what the record should be. It's 5-5 at the end of this time. So I am picking the Vikings because Dalvin Cook is going to run all over this defense.
I don't agree with a single thing Jason just said. Not one fucking word of it.
You guys have seen the YouTube video, right? Of Dennis Green.
We've been alive. We know what it is.
We know.
Yes, Jason. We know what you're referencing.
Okay.
Very much so.
But
So get ready. Get ready for the upset.
is this all because you picked up Big Dick Nick?
No, that's not the reason.
Okay.
I just don't believe in the Vikings at all. I mean, that's
Yeah,
all
well,
they got.
I mean,
You gotta
they're
throw
tough to
Dalvin
pick.
Cook out there. That's all they got.
Yeah, that's all they got. I mean, Kirk Cousins might get Justin Jefferson or Thielen every once in a while, but I mean, outside of that, I mean, they don't got a lot to promise.
Well, Jason, if you're going to crown them, then crown their ass.
Crown their ass.
It's easy money. Like I said, easy money.
He's a man.
Take
He
it
is
to the
three.
bank. Take it to the
He is
bank.
crowning his ass right now for that Bears to come away with the victory, I guess.
Bears are who we thought they were.
They're exactly who I thought they were as well, which is going to be 5-5. So now with all that said, I suppose we can move on from our Danny type of...
Yeah, would you like me to flip a coin? I can flip a coin on that game if you want.
I think we need to end the show, actually. All right, you guys, any last references before we... I know we're at 1 hour and 12 minutes, my favorite. Yes, you guys did it again. You guys are so good at this. Okay. What else do you guys have left to say?
Do you want me to do the shout-outs real quick?
Go ahead and do the shout-outs, Tanner.
All right, guys. Follow us on twitter.com/sportsbuffoons, facebook.com, YouTube as well. We also have 1 minute clips also on YouTube as well. Also give us a shout out follow us on Twitch, guys. Twitch.com/sportsbuffoons15. You know, we're here to have fun on Wednesdays, and you know, we can chat a little bit and maybe have some more interaction and get Mike all mad because we stay on a little longer. It's the best thing in the world.
You guys don't know how to wrap it up. You guys just want to go raw for an hour and a half.
Hey, man, you know, we can say
Meanwhile, I'm over here
if you want to, but we
trying to wrap things up in 45 minutes to be a
Jason's
good
gonna
boy
work
and
at
go to bed
5:30
early,
in the
but here we are.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys joining us. So, yeah, if you have any thoughts or suggestions for the show, please tweet us at Sports Buffoons, and we just appreciate you guys listening. And let me know how you guys are doing on those bets out there, because I know on my pick'ems, I'm 60% against the spread. And so if you guys are out there betting, I want to know how you're doing, so let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what we have exactly going forward for the rest of this week with the Chiefs bye week, but we do obviously have our show coming up. Obviously, we'll be doing next Wednesday night and Thursday morning. And then at that point, Thursday morning, I will be heading out to Vegas, and I'm hoping and planning to do some kind of solo for you guys, a discussion. I want to walk around, get a feel from heat of the Raiders fans out there. I want to actually talk to a few Raiders fans while I go out and about, while I'm around town, and see what they have to say about their team and what they think of the Chiefs, so that way I have some things to come back and punch them at, you know, just give a little, rough them up a bit, you know, on the podcast at least.
I mean, last time you were in Vegas, you started the Arrowhead chant.
Oh, absolutely.
Chop.
Yes, of course.
Bar.
out at a bar in Vegas with someone who was actually from Kansas City that I somehow knew in some kind of way. And we started the Tomahawk Chop chant, and they got the entire bar tomahawk chopping in Las Vegas. But that was obviously before the Raiders moved there. So
Correct.
we'll be curious to see how the atmosphere is
It'd be even better
out there at that point. So, but yes, we'll be back, of course, again in a week from now and be talking with you guys once again. So hit us up on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube is going on too as well. So all those good things. So with that said, you guys, thank you so much for joining and listening in to our rant for the day. And we'll see you all on the next one.
See you guys.
Thanks, guys. We are out.